Hello, my name is Benny Boudreau and I created the Spring Rhythm app. The Spring Rhythm app allows someone who doesn't have access to a Spring Smasher to be able to set their car up to their manufacturer's suggested install loads and center to centers, as well as be able to figure out their dynamic loads, as well as make adjustments to them to make their handling of their car better. For someone who does have a Spring Smasher, Spring Rhythm will greatly reduce the amount of time to figure out those new stack setups by allowing for instantaneous spring rate changes as well as load changes. Spring Rhythm will even make sure that your setup doesn't coil bind at the loads that you're trying to hit. For only $4.99 a month, you too can have access to the same information that top late model teams across the country are using to gain a competitive advantage.
MAV TV presents the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Feel the thunder here in the heartland of America.
Four-car battle for the lead out of turn 4.
To the inside, contact, 4 laps to go.
They're banging sheet metal.
Who's gonna get it at the line? Wow.
What a race.
Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series on MAV TV. Motorsports Network.
Welcome, race fans, to one of the most iconic speedways in the country. Welcome to Eldora. Hello, everyone. I am Cody Early in with you again on a Thursday night, where tonight we get ready for the All-Star Dirt Series. That's right, back at it this week. Points racing once again, the All-Star Dirt Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We appreciate you so much for joining in tonight on the YouTube channel, and we appreciate you each and every time you join us as we get ready for another exciting night of dirt track racing. 11 drivers have clocked in for tonight's festivities here at Eldora. Take a look at this racetrack. One of the beautiful, one of the most amazing facilities you're ever going to see, and a great crowd has turned out tonight to see the racing action. Right now, 77 degrees under clear skies, a little bit of a windy afternoon, but it's calmed down. Huge change in that wind as we get into the evening tonight. You see a little bit of a movement there in the flag, but there you see it. One of the best places in the world. Oh man, when it comes to Eldora, Rossburg, I should say. I was looking the other way, but Rossburg, Ohio, right here, the home of Eldora. What a beautiful place, and what a great night to see some racing, and we've got some hot laps out on the racetrack right now. The Big Block Modifieds is where we turn our attention this week, and of course, if you were with us just 1 week ago, points racing was not the big to-do. That's right, points racing, none of that last week, strictly just for fun in the All-Star race at Knoxville. Now back to points racing, and coming into this event, the points battle has really been entertaining. Right now, 2 drivers set atop of the points battle, and those 2 drivers, well, the guy that's parked right there on the inside, AJ Renfro, I was going to show you a good look at him, but him and Matt Sanders are the top 2 in points. Here we see AJ coming back out to get some laps into that number 25 machine. Let's see if we can't follow him along as he comes out and gets up to speed. These are some of those powerful vehicles on dirt, period. Let's get a good look inside of that 25 machine. Check out this camera angle as we get through hot laps. Getting a really good look at exactly what he's seeing. Exactly what AJ's seeing when he works around Eldora Speedway here tonight as hot laps start to wind down. Of course, we'll get ready to roll into our fast time qualifying here tonight in just a little bit. You see a really good look. This track's already starting to dry out, especially around the top of the racetrack. There's a guy to keep your eye on tonight, John Crooks. That's right, John, one of the most talented drivers in the series. John comes to us from Evansville, Indiana. He'll be piloting that number 62 machine as he works the high side. And that's what I've noticed. We've been kind of patiently watching these drivers. Oh, and Wesley Fuller goes for a wild ride. Been watching these drivers work around the racetrack, working the high side, working the low side, simply getting a feel for what they might see here tonight at Eldora as we count down to fast time qualifying. You're watching the All-Star Dirt Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. More racing action and hot time fast qualifying on the way.
In motorsports, knowledge and horsepower matter. With Vic Hill Race Engines, you get both. From carrying Berkey and Brady Smith to their final wins to off-road stars like Jeremy McGrath, Mayan Spaccarelli, and Jeff Seifert, Vic Hill engines are for everyone. Just ask local drivers Jason Trammell, Greg Estes, and Chris Combs. The experience of 25 years behind the wheel and under the hood is what you get when buying one of their engines. From turnkey race cars to custom suspension setups, they do everything in shop. As Vic himself says, winning is the goal. Good relationships with our customers is how it happens. Visit VicHillRaceEngines.com on the web right now for more information.
Welcome back to Eldora Speedway, where we count down to tonight's fast time qualifying for the All-Star Dirt Series. Of course, the All-Star Dirt Series right here on your home for everything E-Speed, the Turn 3 Racing Network. We thank you so much for joining us on what I think is going to be an absolutely beautiful Thursday night. Track conditions look to be absolutely perfect. We want to throw out there again the official sponsors of the All-Star Dirt Series: TJR, Travis Auto Repair, Upstate Body Shop, and Joka Graphix, the official sponsors of the All-Star Dirt Series. And also, by the way, while you're at it, give us a like on Facebook. You can go at Studio 35E Racing. That's at Studio 35E Racing. If you like what you see tonight, you can go ahead and give us a like and give us a heads up on what all you've got in plans and maybe be a part of the series. You can reach out to the admins and maybe get yourself on board. As we take a look at some of the drivers on the racetrack right now, points leader Matt Sanders. This guy has been the guy to beat when you take a look at the way the season has worked out so far. Really some tough luck in that All-Star race. It's probably a good thing points didn't matter, but coming into the event, 6 points races before the All-Star break last week. Matt had went to victory lane in 5 of those. Only A.J. Renfro, the driver that has went to victory lane other than Matt Sanders, so he'll try to put a stop to that, or shall I say continue his streak, as we'll go on board with Matt now as he works the bottom. He's starting to work the bottom, fade up to the middle. That's a unique line we're starting to see kind of shape out here in the later stages of hot laps. As you see up there in the corner, that clock's starting to wind down, which means we'll be going towards our single car qualifying. Single car qualifying is what we will be seeing. Very unique for the All-Star Dirt Series, but I really think it's a cool opportunity to get your eyes on each and every driver that's out there tonight. So far, 12 All-Star Dirt Series competitors have clocked in for this event. As you're getting a good look there at Matt Sanders, take a good look back here at John Crooks once again at that 62 machine. Jeremy Beekner there. Well, it looks like he's paused over the middle of the turn, so we'll jump over to Wesley Fuller. There's a good look at that 35 machine. The Busch Light colors on that 35 machine, always pretty cool to see the Busch car out on the racetrack. I just had to do that. I missed out doing that during the All-Star race. You see Wesley working around the racetrack. Some of the other drivers on. Let's see, right in front of him, there is the deuce of C.J. Winslow. C.J. Winslow competing in that number 2 machine. Good to see him back on the racetrack. Didn't have him on the racetrack during the All-Star event, so good to have him back on the racetrack as we continue to close up hot laps, getting ready to go into that fast time qualifying to see who is going to set fast time and get on the pole tonight. Could be very important, especially as we get into an evening to where there's no stages. See, last week we had those stage breaks during the All-Star event. That kind of made things very interesting, but tonight just going to be a straight show, no break. Oh, and there you see a little bit of trouble for, looks like Wesley Fuller. Now we're going to collect a bunch of other cars. So hot laps. Oh, and what a move. What a move right there. I'm starting to say that was, looked like that was C.J. Winslow that made it through that, but no, it was not. So under 2 minutes, we're going to take one more break, and we're going to get ready to bring you the action of fast time qualifying. The Turn 3 Racing Network presents the All-Star Dirt Series from Eldora. Fast time qualifying coming up.
At Marvel's Portable Welding Incorporated, they've strived for over 35 years to make their name stand out in great customer service and quality work. They know the two go hand in hand. Without the support of Southern Delaware, they could not continue to grow and provide the services they do today. Their welders have many years of experience and are certified in both structural steel and pipe. They're committed to getting the job done right, and that's what makes the difference. Marvels looks forward to working with you and thanks you for the opportunity to show you how they strive to be Southern Delaware's #1 welding shop. Marvels Portable Welding. Find them on Facebook.
At 107 Tire and Service Center, we pride ourselves on being professional and reliable while giving you an honest service at an affordable price. From alternators, brakes, and computer diagnostics to motors and transmissions, most repairs come with a 12-month and 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor. Need tires? We have those too. Major brands such as Cooper, Hankook, Michelin, and more. We are a family-owned and operated business located at 6256 Irwin Highway, Chuckey, Tennessee. Call or stop by today for a quote or repair. 423-620-4970.
Welcome back to Eldora, and there you see our first competitor coming out onto the racetrack. It is time to go fast time qualifying, and our first driver is going to be Eric Andrews. Andrews out on the racetrack. He'll be our first driver in that number 9 machine. Eric Andrews from the state of Maryland in the Raz Core Raz Buttons number 9. We'll see what he can do as he is out there putting down the first lap for our fast time qualifying. His first time, he comes across the line. We'll see what Andrews is able to do. He'll go 17.321, 17.321. That'll be Andrews' first lap. We'll see if he can do anything better on lap number 2. He'll roll off a turn 4, and Andrews going to come across the line. Lap number 2. No, looks like he'll drop and he'll stay at the 17.32, and that's going to bring up Robert Culligan. Robert Culligan will come up. He'll be our next qualifier. Robert out of the state of Indiana, Clowney Racing, D's Motorsports, number 94. We'll see what he can do. Time to beat right now on the clock is a 17.32. 17.32 the time to beat right now. We'll see if Culligan can beat that. Everybody has went to the high side to try to keep these big block modifieds wound up out of turn number 4. We'll see if his first lap is any quicker than Andrews. It is. He goes 16.937. New quick time. Culligan will try to up that here on lap number 2 as you see him work right back to the high side in 3 and 4. Comes down about 2 car lengths, and down the front straightaway will lap 2 be any quicker? Yes, it is. He goes 16.932, 16.932, and Robert will go up atop of the board, and it looks like we'll bring out C.J. Winslow. C.J. Winslow will come out. CJ will bring out that number 2 machine. Once again, didn't have CJ at our All-Star show, so he'll get ready to put his first time up on the board. A 16.93, 16.93 the time to beat. You work the high side once again. All these drivers just simply working the high side of the racetrack off of turn number 4. We'll see what the first lap for CJ Winslow offers. Second quick. He goes 17.02, 17.027. Winslow's first lap, second quickest overall. That'll bump Andrews down to third. We'll see out of turn 4 if he's got anything left as he comes across the line. A little bobbly, but will he be able to go to the top of the board? No. He'll go 17, identical laps, 17.03 on both laps. So there you go, and this will bring up our next qualifier. 3 drivers have taken quick time. This will bring up the 35, the Busch Light machine. That'll be Wesley Fuller. Fuller out of Maryville, Missouri, in the Busch Light Gutter Pro Joka Graphix Titletown Bar and Grill 35 machine. Looking for a time to beat right now, 16.93. Robert Culligan has got the top of the board. On the loud pedal, works to the high side. Now he's going to take a little bit of a different line coming out of turn 2. He's going to work the bottom and fade out. We'll see what he gets. His first lap. Fuller, he goes third quick, 17.160, 17.160 for Fuller. He'll try to improve on lap number 2. So far, our quickest times have been up against that outside retaining wall. You can hear Fuller kind of let out of the gas there. Don't know that that's going to help his cause on lap number 2, but it does. 17.03, 17.03, third quick for Fuller. He'll go third quickest in our fast time qualifying, and this will bring up Dylan McDonald. Dylan McDonald will roll out onto the racetrack out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, in the TJR, Travis Auto Service Upstate Body Shop and Towing 38 machine. Dylan had kind of a rough all-star break last week. We'll see what he can do to get back to work here in the point standings coming into this event. Dylan, still some work to do. Comes in 7th overall in All-Star Dirt Series points. He works the high side right up against that outside retaining wall. He might have actually grazed that wall into turn 3. His first time, McDonald's first time, will go. Waiting on it to register. I do not believe that first time registered. I believe he got up into that outside retaining wall, and it did not throw a time. One of the rules here in the All-Star Dirt Series. So second lap, will this put Dylan on the board? No, neither lap give a estimated time. So that's going to put him right now 5th on the board with no time appearing. And that's one of the things. You touch the outside retaining wall. For some reason, timing and scoring will simply just back away. So not sure exactly what is going to come out of that, but we'll get ready to go to our next qualifier. And then you'll see that'll put Dylan behind the 8 ball right off the bat. And I think maybe officials are discussing that right now. We're yet to see our next driver roll out onto the racetrack. Looks like we will roll out one now. That'll be the 02. The 02 of Jeremy Beekner. Beekner will be out on the racetrack. Beekner comes in 5th overall in All-Star Dirt Series point standings. Beekner in that 02 machine. The B&B Wraps, Turtle Bay Lodge, 5-Star Cycles, and B&W Racing 02. Beekner coming around. He'll work the middle of the racetrack. Looks like that might be a number 1 on the side of that car this week. We'll see if that's exactly what that is. It looks like it from here. His first lap across the board. Beekner, quick time. Put Beekner to the top of the board with a 16.773. 16.773. First lap is the quickest. He'll see if he can improve it. He's worked the bottom of the racetrack Out of turn 4 for lap number 2. Can he beat that 16? No. He goes 16.94. 16.94. New man on top, Jeremy Beekner. He will go quickest, and this is going to bring out John Crooks. John Crooks, 4th overall in the points. Big all-star week last week for him. He'll come out of Evansville, Indiana, in the CMG FX. Crooks Motorsports 62. This is John Crooks. What do you say we take advantage of one of those in-car cameras? Take a look at what John's getting to see right now as he's coming onto the back straightaway. His first lap. Oh, up against that outside retaining wall, and that may very well back out his qualifying time. We'll see if that affects him just like it did Dylan. And it's going to. That's going to take away the qualifying time, unfortunately, for John Crooks. He got up against that outside retaining wall going into turn 3, and that is going to put him and Dylan McDonald back to the back of the field. One of the rules here in the All-Star Dirt Series. No! His second lap counted, and it's fast time. John Crooks, 16.678 on his second lap. So interesting enough to see how that works out. Dylan McDonald's second lap didn't look like he touched the wall, but the time didn't count. Needless to say, we'll move on to the 11X out of St. John's, Kansas in the Contender Esports. Chrisman Racing Engines, 5-Star Graphics, Davis Electric, number 11X. This is Kenzer Chrisman. Getting a good look here at Chrisman working around the top side. I feel like the top to the middle, even diamonding the turns, has been somewhat successful here in fast time qualifying. Getting a good close look at that number 11 is Chrisman's first time. He goes quick time, putting him on top of the board with a 16.617. 16.617. The track seems to be getting a little quicker. Off of turn 4, can Chrisman improve on that 16.62? He does. 16.61. 16.61. So Chrisman will go top of the board. 9 drivers have taken fast time. One driver not having their time registered. And this will bring up the 18 of David Castelli. David Castelli out of Decatur, Illinois in the Need Speed Sports Raz Energy Machine. And that number 18, beautiful colors. Loving the red, white, and blue on that car. As he works the middle and kind of diamonds his way down, we'll see if he can pick up any speed. Kind of put that car in a bind going into the turn. He works the bottom. Can he beat that 16.61? Can he do it on lap number 1? No. 4th quick. Oh, and he looped it in 1 and 2. Castelli looped it in 1 and 2. He's going to pick it back up, but that's 16.88, 16.88. Not going to do it. That's 4th quickest, and I'm almost guaranteeing he will not improve here on lap number 2, especially since he kind of looped it. So that will put Castelli 4th quickest right now. That's going to put him 4th quickest as we get ready to roll out our next competitor out to the racetrack. And I do believe it's going to bring out our current points leader. 5-time winner on the series so far out of Brookings, Oregon in the Logitech GTR Simulators 24. That is Matt Sanders. Matt Sanders, points leader. Him and AJ Renfro tied coming into this event. Big block modified win earlier this year at Charlotte. We'll see what he can do in lap number 1 as he goes down into 3 and 4. Got to be careful not to hit that outside retaining wall. Lap number 1 for Sanders, needing to beat a 16.61. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Fast time, 16.59. 16.59, and this lap here right now is trending even quicker. Works the middle, floats to the high side. Matt Sanders, lap number 2. Can he get it into a lower? Oh, he might have got the outside wall out of Ford. He cannot. 16.63, 16.63. That is enough for Sanders to go to the top of the board, and it looks like it's going to bring out the guy that is tied with Sanders in the point standings. The only other driver to get an actual points win this year. This is AJ Renfro. AJ Renfro out of Hayesville, Kansas in the Contenders Esports Chrisman Racing Engines, 5-Star Graphics, Davis Electric, number 25. Renfro works the high side again. He's going to try to beat that 16.60. 16.60 is the time to beat if he wants to try to start on that front row. His first lap, no, 5th quickest, 16.81. 16.81 for Renfro. See if he can do anything better here on lap number 2. He takes that low line. He'll fade up high into turn 4. Is lap 2 any better for Renfro? And it looks like it will not. 16.99, 16.99 for A.J. Renfro, so he will not pick up on his second lap. So right now, Matt Sanders, Kinzer Chrisman on the front row, followed by John Crooks and Jeremy Buechner. And we will see who our next driver is if we get another driver to come on out and take a qualifying time. Still haven't seen Eric Andrews out on the racetrack just yet, and that will do it. Yes, we did see Andrews. He is 10th. So there you go. That is the starting lineup, or shall I say the concluding lineup to qualify. We'll get ready to go heat racing on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You are watching the All-Star Dirt Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
When it rains, it drains. Call Houston Guttering for commercial or residential guttering work. With over 20 years experience, owner and operator Kerry Houston can take care of you. Plus, they give free estimates, repairs on 5 and 6-inch gutters, window screens, blown attic insulation. They take care of you with all work guaranteed. Call 931-267-5803. That's 931-267-5803. Or check them out on Facebook. In Middle Tennessee, there's only one name to know. That's Houston Guttering. Call them today.
All right, welcome back to Eldora, Turn 3 Racing Network coverage of the All-Star Dirt Series. We have got them lined up, getting ready to jump into some heat racing action. That's right, heat racing action, getting ready to grid up. We'll take a look at the starting lineup. It'll be Matt Sanders on the front row. Alongside of him, it will be Kinzer Chrisman. Row number 2, it'll be John Crooks and Jeremy Buechner, A.J. Renfro, and David Castelli. Outside of row number 3, Robert Colgan. Inside of row 4, to his outside, C.J. Winslow in the 2. Wesley Fuller in the 35 machine. He will be lined up in the 35. To his outside, it will be the number 9. That'll be Eric Andrews. And last but not least, the 35, or the 86 rather, of Jason Madison. And Dylan McDonald in the 38 will round out the field as we get ready to go heat racing. Lights are out on the iRacing pace truck. 9 laps, make it 10 laps here in the heat as we get ready to go green for the first time tonight. Rolling into turn number 4, 2x2. Green flag flies. What a restart. And we'll see if that one's going to stick. Looks like Kinzer got a really good restart. Didn't take him long to go 3, 4, 5 wide. Kinzer just can't get off that outside retaining wall. Kinzer got stuck up on that outside retaining wall, and they are all over the place for 4th on back. Jeremy Buechner now working up into that 2nd spot. Crooks into the 2nd spot now, and it'll be Crooks' 3rd. Sorry about that, A.J. Renfro. And right now it is Matt Sanders showing the way here in heat race number 1, but all kinds of battling going on as John Crooks going to work on the back bumper. Looks like all over the back bumper now of Jeremy Buechner. Get a good look there at Crooks working behind 2nd place Jeremy Buechner. Crooks under pressure from Kinzer Chrisman. Not as much pressure as right now. Man, oh man, Buechner putting all kinds of pressure on the back bumper of that Crooks machine. Crooks takes the slide job around, and now he loses it up into the outside retaining wall. Willie's in. Oh, man. That looked like that was going to be all kinds of trouble for Kinzer Chrisman, and the caution flag will fly now. I was wondering when we were going to get that caution. Looked like it was getting a little wild and crazy back there for about 4th on back. We'll take a look at what might have brought out the first yellow. Oh, and Dylan McDonald got up against that outside retaining wall and just couldn't quite get it gathered back up, and then eventually pulled it into pit road, and the caution flag come out. So it looks like Dylan brought that car back, and looks like he's going to take it to the tail end. We'll see if Dylan brings it back out. 7 laps to go here in our heat race. It's the All-Star Dirt Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We appreciate you joining us here tonight as always. Remember, you can check us out on Facebook. That's right, check us out on Facebook. Get all the details of everything we got going on. And by the way, the schedule coming up, mark your calendars, March the 18th, Super Late Models at Knoxville. That's right, Super Late Model action coming up at the Knoxville Raceway, where we was just at a week ago. Points racing, though. Next time we go back to Knoxville, looks like the lights are out on the iRacing Pace trucks. Side by side they will go as we get ready to go back green. Matt Sanders out front. Jeremy Buechner second. John Crooks and Kinzer Chrisman making up the first two rows. Side by side they go, creeping down the back straightaway and into turn 3. I love this camera view. Gives you a really good look at everybody in the field as we get ready to go back racing. Sanders, Buechner. Sanders on the loud pedal, and we're back green. Not a good restart by Buechner. That's going to open the door for Crooks. Crooks goes to the bottom. Crooks gets about a fender in there, but it's not really like he can do anything. Oh, and it looks like Renfro into the outside retaining wall. All kinds of havoc on the back straightaway. And the caution flag, I was going to say, the caution's going to have to come out. And that looked like Kinzer Chrisman might have had some trouble there. We'll go back and see if we can't see exactly what might have happened. See if we can see, well, just trying to find exactly what might have been the cause of that. There was all kinds of mess on the back straightaway. It looks like our cameras are not picking up what might have happened on the back straightaway. So, looks like we're going to go back live as they try to sort things out. See Kinzer Chrisman there. You see a good look at him. He is in the pit road getting some work done on that machine as Matt Sanders continues to show the way. The halfway flag did come out during that incident there on the back straightaway. There's just not a lot of room. Once a car gets into that outside retaining wall, just simply not enough room for error, especially around the top side of this racetrack. So that could be something to watch when we get into the main event tonight. But right now, Matt Sanders has had things pretty much well in control. As you see the whole field make its way around the front straightaway. Looks like the lights are out on that iRacing Pace truck, and we are going to get ready to go back green. Side by side, we'll do it again. It looks like it'll be Sanders and Buechner front row, Crooks and Renfro row 2, Winslow and Andrews, who has made his way up from the back of the field. He is up all the way to row number 3. Starting to see some of the back markers starting to pull back up as Sanders goes into the restart zone. Pace trucks in. Green flag back out. Sanders on the loud pedal, dives down into turns 1 and 2. He fades to the high side. Jeremy Buechner second. John Crooks now, he's under pressure as here comes A.J. Renfro. You didn't think it would be long before we seen A.J. come back into the picture. Right now he's working on the back bumper of John Crooks for that 4th spot. And Renfro's got some pressure. Take a look at the deuce. Here comes C.J. Winslow. He works the bottom of the racetrack. Still trying to get to the back bumper of John Crooks. Right now, here is the battle on your screen. This is for second place battle. Buechner and Crooks. This has really been a really solid battle so far in this heat. These two can't get away from each other, but they are way back from the guy way out front. Matt Sanders has found a good rhythm. He said that the big locks are some of his favorite cars. As I say that, here goes a battle for second. Buechner and Crooks this time battling their way back to the line. On the bottom, it's Buechner. On the outside, it's Crooks. Who's going to be able to get that second spot there side by side at the line? White flag in the air. White flag in the air. This battle for second heats up, and now it's a 3-car race. Here comes A.J. Renfro. It's definitely going to be Matt Sanders, though. Sanders will pick up the win. He's going to pick up the heat win. Second place going to be Crooks, A.J. Renfro, and Jeremy Buechner. 1, 2, 3, 4 to close up our heat racing action here from Eldora. There you see Matt Sanders. He is going to pick up the win in a really good showing as we get ready for our main event. We're down to the final event of the night. We're getting ready to go feature racing from Eldora. You're watching the All-Star Dirt Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
you wanting your business to stand out? Well, now is the time to get torqued. Torque Graphics in Greenville is your one-stop shop for everything in the graphic design world. Josh Myers can take your business to the next level. Torque Graphics specializes in screen printing for your business, your hobby, or just you. Torque Graphics can even take care of all your motorsports needs. For top quality products, affordable pricing, and great customer service, call Torque Graphics today.
MAV TV presents the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Feel the thunder here in the heartland of America.
Four-car battle for the lead out of turn 4. Oh,
To the inside, contact, 4 laps to go.
they're banging sheet metal.
Who's gonna get it at the line? Wow.
What a race.
Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Hello, my name is Benny Boudreau and I created the Spring Rhythm app. The Spring Rhythm app allows someone who doesn't have access to a Spring Smasher to be able to set their car up to their manufacturer's suggested install loads and center to centers, as well as be able to figure out their dynamic loads, as well as make adjustments to them to make their handling of their car better. For someone who does have a Spring Smasher, Spring Rhythm will greatly reduce the amount of time to figure out those new stack setups by allowing for instantaneous spring rate changes as well as load changes. Spring Rhythm will even make sure that your setup doesn't coil bind at the loads that you're trying to hit. For only $4.99 a month, you too can have access to the same information that top late model teams across the country are using to gain a competitive advantage.
Welcome back to Eldora Speedway, where we get ready for our main event tonight, the All-Star Dirt Series. Back points racing tonight. We're doing so from one of the most iconic racetracks in the country. We're doing so from Eldora. Coming into tonight, A.J. Renfro and Matt Sanders, 153 points apiece atop of the leaderboard coming in. Will that change tonight? Well, we'll find out. Both of those drivers have had a really good evening so far. This being, well, the return to points racing, the 8th overall event of the year, but this will be the 7th points race of the 2021 season. Matt Sanders has been the man to beat. He most definitely has been the man to beat, winning 5 of the 6 events so far. He does have the big block win at Charlotte's dirt track earlier this year, and right now he works around the speedway as they got a warm-up going on, getting these big blocks wound up. As you see, we're not far off from getting things going here in our main event. One more time, going to give a shout out to our sponsors. We want to thank the folks at TJR, also Travis Auto Repair, Upstate Body Shop, Joka Graphix. We want to give them a shout out, and also we want to invite you to check us out on Facebook. Just go to Facebook, hit the @ sign, and do 35E Racing, Studio 35E Racing. And you, of course, can join us. Follow us all year long as we take a good look at these drivers working around the racetrack. What do you say for the first time of the night? We go way above the Eldora Speedway. Take a look at this. Yeah, we're working on the blimp cam. As I say that, it is time to line them up, and it's time to go to battle. It's time for your starting lineup as we get ready for the main event here tonight from Eldora Speedway. Let's take a look at that starting lineup. On the front row, it'll be the points leader, Matt Sanders in his 24. Matt calling Brookings, Oregon home. To his outside, a guy that's had the hot hand here in the last couple of weeks, that is John Crooks. John at that 62 out of Evansville, Indiana. Row number 2, it'll be the 25 and co-points leader, A.J. Renfro out of Hayesville, Kansas. He'll bring his 25 to the inside of row 2. The outside, it'll be the 02, or driving the 1 tonight. That is Jeremy Beekner. Inside of row number 3, it'll be the 35 of Wesley Fuller. Fuller out of Maryville, Missouri. To his outside, Eric Andrews out of Maryland in that 9 machine. Inside of row number 4, it'll be the 2 of C.J. Winslow. To his outside, the number 94, that is Robert Colgan. Robert Colgan. Inside of row number 5, the 38 of Dylan McDonald. To his outside, tough break in the heat race. And even had a fast car tonight. Kinzer Chrisman in that 11 machine will start outside of row 5. And inside of row number 6, it'll be David Castelli in the 18 and Jason Madison in the 86 to his outside. There you are, the starting lineup. It's time to go racing. Our feature event here tonight from Eldora. Pace truck looks like it's going to pull in. Matt Sanders, John Crooks going to lead us to green. 2 by 2, they stack up out of turn 4. We are racing at Eldora. 2 by 2 into that turn. Oh, in trouble already at the back of the pack. Already it looked like Dylan McDonald was stacked up. No yellow as of yet. He is stopped in the inside of the racetrack. I still don't see a yellow. And we will stay green. Matt Sanders, A.J. Renfro going to work now. Top 2 in points right now. 1-2, Wesley Fuller and John Crooks swapping out that third spot. A good look at that 35 machine. It's a good Hornets nest back there in that fight for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Wesley Fuller now working the high side. Everybody has went to the high side except Jeremy Beekner. Well, Beekner is there. I was talking about the other 0-2 of C.J. Winslow. And Fuller up against the outside retaining wall. Will that bring out the caution? So far, no. Fuller gets it back going, so we stay green. And there you see Matt Sanders already starting to work up on the back of Dylan McDonald. McDonald is going to be the first victim of Sanders as far to go a lap down. That battle for second dives into 3 and 4. That is Crooks and Renfro. Renfro washes up close to the side of that Crooks machine, and somehow Crooks hangs on to it. What do you say we go on board with A.J. Renfro? We haven't went inside one of these race cars yet during racing action. Here we go. On board now with A.J. Renfro in that 25 machine as he looks at the rear spoiler of John Crooks' machine in the 3rd spot. And that car, that green dot you see getting further away, that is Matt Sanders. And Matt Sanders, as he's done a lot this year, has checked out by almost a full straightaway, putting lap number 8 on the board. Lap 8 on the board for Sanders of the 35 that make up the event here tonight. We'll go back to that battle for a second, and it is a pretty solid battle now for that 2nd spot. Haven't really seen Crooks or A.J. Renfro really pull away from each other, and it's kind of brought Jeremy Beekner within striking distance. But there you see really the top 6 running together. As there's a battle now. Oh, all kinds of loose for Chrisman. He's up against the, no, that wasn't Chrisman. That was Winslow. Winslow was up against the outside retaining wall, and still no caution. So the All-Star Dirt Series officials are, as long as the track's clear, they're leaving this show going. And we've got 25 laps to go that quick, and only 25 laps left here from Eldora. Top 5 rundown, Matt Sanders out front. John Crooks in the 2nd spot. There you see kind of that gap from 1st to 2nd. 3rd place is A.J. Renfro. 4th place, Jeremy Beekner. And Eric Andrews rounds out the top 5. There you see him in that number 9 machine. Jeremy Beekner now, let's go on board with him in that number 02 machine. Looks like he's gone in the 1 this week. The BB Raps Turtle Bay Lodge 5-Star Cycles BWR Racing machine. There you see the distance between him and A.J. Renfro, as right now Beekner rides in that 4th spot. Looks like he's got a little bit better grip going down just about a lane lower than where Renfro's running, but just not able to get anything to pay off. It's kind of got spread out. There you see on your screen John Crooks, and there you see on your screen that green dot working into lap traffic once again. That is Matt Sanders, the points leader coming into the event. That points lead will break simply because 2 people can't win the event. So right now Renfro looks like he will leave here 2nd in points unless something happens, but lap traffic can cause havoc. We've seen it before, as Matt Sanders will come across the line this time, giving us 20 laps to go here from Eldora. Sanders running right up against that outside retaining wall. You got a good look there at just how high he is running on the back straightaway, and now you get a really good look as he's coming right into your living room as he brings down and puts 19 laps to go on the board. He got around Dylan McDonald. Now a little bit of a battle going on in front of him. What do you say we go on board Sanders' machine and see how he sorts through this lap traffic? Just off to your right of your screen. Yeah, there you see Wesley Fuller. Fuller comes into the corner of his eye. Now, he can see Fuller at the moment, but once he gets about half a fender back, he's pretty much blinded. No spotters, of course, in dirt racing, so he is on his own right now and trying to sort through lap traffic, and Wesley Fuller will not go down a lap easy, and it looks like he will this time. Sanders will wash up, and now he will go to the back bumper of Robert Culligan. He just simply goes to the high side. So Robert gave him the high side, and I do believe that Matt says thank you because I think that is where he would prefer to be right now as he works around this racetrack. 16 laps to go. Matt Sanders, your leader. John Crooks, second. Crooks now, there you see that battle for the second spot. A.J. Renfro right there, about a car length separating those two at the moment. Good battle between these two. We've seen these two go at it tonight back and forth. Interesting to see if we get a late race caution to kind of bunch them back up. For right now, for the moment, those two have not really gotten away from each other. They have been pretty much on each other's bumpers most of the evening, but they are a long way back from our leader, Matt Sanders, as he continues to show the way right now. He's looking at timing and scoring. He is out ahead by nearly 8 seconds. That gives you kind of an idea. Sanders now, we'll see who exactly he is prowling on at the moment. For the moment, I don't see anybody in front of him. Nobody up in front of him right now. So clear racetrack for our leader, Matt Sanders, as he shows the way, coming to 12 laps to go. 12 to go here from Eldora in the All-Star Dirt Series. Race number 7 on the schedule. Points race number 7, race number 8 if you're keeping up. Of course, the All-Star break last week. Be back in action next week, March the 18th. The Super Late Models from Eldora. Super Late Models from Eldora will hope you join us. March the 18th, and racing action gets back underway with the Super Late Models. Excited about that event as Matt Sanders will come across the line and come right into your living room, putting up 10 laps to go. Now, a little bit of a battle going on right in front of him. Take a look here as Kinzer Chrisman is doing some battle with Eric Andrews. Those two were side by side there for a moment, coming to 9 laps. Oh, the caution flag will fly. Caution flag is out. Caution flag is out. Looked like Wesley Fuller might have been involved in this one. We'll go back and see if we can't possibly see what happened here. Oh, Wesley got up against that outside retaining wall, and oh, wow. Upside down. Oh, right in front of John Crooks. Man, that could have been really bad. Let's take another look, see if we can go on board with Fuller. Fuller floats up to the high side, gets back to the gas. Yeah, and it just looked like it just sails. Look at that. Wow. And you just hear in the background, you hear John Crooks just simply buzz by. So, tough break there for Wesley Fuller. That is not what our leader wanted to see. Not at all what Matt Sanders wanted to see. That's going to bring John Crooks. That's going to bring A.J. Renfro and even Jeremy Beekner right back into the mix as timing and scoring is going to take us back to 10 laps to go. So, no, it will go to 9. 9 to go, and I do believe the lights went out on the iRacing pace truck that time as it come by, as the dust starts to die down. Try to get you a good camera angle. We are inside of the 10 laps to go, I think. Timing and scoring just went right back to 10. So I do believe it will be single file. Lights are out on the iRacing pace truck, so it looks like we're going to go back green here. It'll be Matt Sanders, John Crooks, A.J. Renfro, your top 3. Crooks, Sanders, top 2. Oh, and a big gap between second and third, and that's going to give this race pretty much, unless we get another caution, that's going to put it in the hands of Sanders. Is now 3 wide for the third spot. 3 wide for the third spot between Renfro, Beekner, and Chrisman. Chrisman has rallied. That caution helped him quite a bit. Put him in a battle for the third spot, but the top two now still pulling away. Top two still pulling away as we come to 7 laps to go. A totally different line now for Matt Sanders. And, man, I'm going to keep my eye on this battle right here. Let's keep these cameras on these three. They're starting to put on a show for that third spot. Chrisman trying to – man, Chrisman looked like you pretty much could have rode him off after that heat race, but he has rallied from that caution right now, sitting in the top 5. Him and Jeremy Biekner are having a really good battle side by side in 3 and 4. There you see Biekner and Chrisman. Chrisman works the low line. Biekner works the high side. As that does start to pick up again. We'll see if we can't get you a better camera angle. There's a good shot down the back straightaway. As now they both go to the bottom. Chrisman goes to the bottom. Biekner right there on his back bumper. Let's go inside of that number 1 machine. There you see Chrisman right in front of them. A.J. Renfro is that white car just out in front of them. And they are all following the man in charge, looking for yet another win on the All-Star Dirt Series, and he is coming to 3 laps to go. Matt Sanders. Sanders out of Brookings, Oregon, in the Logitech GTR simulators, number 24. And out of turn 4, he is going to pick it up. The popsicle sticks are in the air. Go back to that battle now for 4th and 5th. We'll see if Jeremy Biekner is able to run down Chrisman. I tell you what, Biekner's got some company. Here comes Eric Andrews. Andrews is starting to apply a little pressure on the back bumper of Biekner. 3 cars under a blanket as the 2-lap mark. 2 to go here from Eldora. Don't know if Biekner's going to get it. White flag in the air one final time around historic Eldora Speedway. 5 wins on the season out of 6 points races, and into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. The driver out of Oregon in the 24 make it 6 out of 7 this year. Matt Sanders will pick up the win. 2nd place going to go to John Crooks. 3rd place to A.J. Renfro, Kinzer Chrisman 4th, and rounding out the top 5, Jeremy Biekner. Matt Sanders, as the fireworks go off here at Eldora, picks up the win, and what another impressive showing by this driver. 6th points win out of the year, out of 7 races. That in itself, absolutely amazing. And there you see him on your screen. We are going to talk with him coming up in our post-race show. But it is official again as the fireworks go off here at Eldora. It is Matt Sanders going to victory lane. He's a winner at Eldora. Well, once again, the historic track in Ohio, Eldora, does not disappoint. Tonight, Eldora brings us another exciting race, but a very familiar driver going to victory lane as we get ready to chat with our top finishers of the night. Man, what a night, what an event, what a way to get things done. Let's go to our post-race show as we get ready to pull up our top 3. We'll pull up our top 3 right now. Well, coming into the night, tied in the point standings, AJ Renfro. Man, this is one of those kind of races, you might have could have used a couple more cautions to your advantage, but to sort through it and come home third and still within reach of that points lead going into next week's super late model event, you got to be pretty tickled.
Yeah, this week was going to be survival at best, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out.
Well, a lot of the drivers throughout the evening really worked the high side. Kind of talk about that style of racing here. Everybody wanted to go to the high side of the racetrack.
I mean, it's always tough because, I mean, especially in these cars, whatever they did with the feeling of the steering wheel in these cars, if you get into the wall, you're done. So you have to run the top to be fast, but if you hit the wall, the race is over. So it's a very, very fine line. It takes a lot of finesse.
Well, you came into this week tied with Matt in the points. You go to Knoxville next week. I know a little bit of familiarity last week with the trucks. Now the super late models. Tell us a little bit of your expectations for next week.
In the past, I've had pretty decent luck in the supers there. I haven't run the supers much lately. I run sprint cars almost 100% now, but I think a little bit of practice and I should get up to a pretty decent pace.
All right, man. Well, tell us about the folks you got on the side of that race car.
I got Open Wheel Mafia, Contender Esports, Crispin Racing Engines, Squeaks Club, Davis Electric. I think I always forget a couple, but that was a good time.
AJ, congratulations, man. Third place finish here tonight from Eldora.
Yep, thanks, man.
Third place finisher tonight. Let's go to our second place finisher. This guy taking momentum and kind of using it, especially coming off of that big race last week in the All-Star race. John Crooks brings it home in second tonight. You got to be pleased. Points racing this week, and you're in the second spot.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent race.
Well, tell us about the big block modifieds. Of course, this is the second race of the year the series has been in these race cars. We talked with AJ just a minute ago. A lot of people went to the high side. Did that kind of make it a little bit of a struggle to make any passes with everybody being in the same line?
Yeah. I was following Sanders that whole time, and he just kept leaving and kept leaving. I was searching for something there, and I just couldn't find it.
Well, man, you came into this event fourth overall in the points. Looks like you may very well jump up into third. Keeping somewhat decent pace, about 20 points behind coming into this event. A little bit of bad luck for maybe the top two. You could be able to pounce on them in the stretch going the rest of the way. What's a racetrack you've got highlighted the rest of the way on the schedule?
This was one of them. I thought I'd do fairly well in this one, but...
All right, man. Well, tell us about the folks on that race car.
Pretty much me, myself, and I, except for the Crooks Motorsports. I come from a family racing, so then I do some graphics on the side. That's the other one.
Well, John, congratulations on the runner-up spot, and definitely some momentum to carry you into this second half of the season.
All right, thank you.
John bringing it home in second. Now to the guy we've talked to, I feel like, quite often. The only thing we haven't talked to him about was the All-Star race last week, and I think it's one he's glad he's putting in the rearview mirror. Now his sixth win out of the 7 points races, and I do believe he will lock up the top point spot, leaving Eldora. Man, tonight there was really no question mark. You got out there in hot laps, you were quick. Qualifying set fast time, left in the heat race, and really didn't have a challenge other than sorting through a little bit of lap traffic tonight in the feature. Matt, good run and another good win.
Yeah, thanks. It was a perfect night, really. The big blocks are my favorite car to drive, and Eldora's pretty usually up on the top, so it's just a matter of not hitting the wall, making mistakes.
You not having to sort through the field, being out front, I know played a big advantage, but there was one part of the race, I think Wesley, you was getting ready to put him a lap down. He was forcing you to the inside, and it looked a little bit more difficult to get around him. If you have had to have worked from the back with everybody being at the top of the racetrack, would it have been a little bit more difficult to have to do it at the bottom?
Oh, for sure, definitely. I probably shouldn't have. That was a mistake on my part, trying to pass Wesley on the bottom. I just saw a bigger opening down there, so I thought I would try it. But yeah, it wasn't. It took me a while to get around him. Top side was definitely faster, so it would have been having to throw some slide jobs and maneuver him through for sure if I would have started in the back.
Well, man, you've picked up now 2 wins in the Big Block Modified. The last time we were in the Super Late Models, you picked up a win at Lernerville. Super Late Models next week at Knoxville. Tell us about that event and maybe a little bit of redemption, because I know the All-Star race didn't go the way you wanted it to.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever ran the trucks at Knoxville. I've only ever ran them at Eldora. So, and then on top of that, honestly, Knoxville's not my best track. So I don't know what happened there. I know I finished 4th, but I didn't have nothing for the top 3. So.
Well, man, we want to give you a little bit of time to thank the folks on the side of that race car.
Logitech and GTR Racing Simulators, Turn 3, you got Turn 3 Racing Network for the broadcast, and Wesley for putting on the league.
Well, 6 out of the 7 points races. Matt Sanders is in victory lane. He does it again here tonight at Eldora. Congratulations, man. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Matt Sanders, another win in the point standings. I'm telling you, he is going to leave here as the points leader, and it looks like when we fire up the Super Late Models next week in Knoxville, he is going to be atop of the board. Let's see how it all shook out tonight here from Eldora as we take a look at our results. Maybe. There we go. Matt Sanders picks up another win in the series. 6 out of 7 events, he's been at the top of the board. John Crooks, here's a guy that's starting to get hot in the second half of the season. A.J. Renfro was tied for the points lead coming in. He's going to finish 3rd. I do believe he'll drop a few points behind Sanders. Kinzer Chrisman, if we gave a Hard Charger award, I think it would go to him tonight. He rallied late to finish 4th. Jeremy Beekner, 5th. Eric Andrews, 6th. Robert Colgan, 7th. C.J. Winslow, 8th. Wesley Fuller, 9th. Dylan McDonald, 10th. David Castelli and Jason Madison rounding out the back of the field. That's how it ends up here at Eldora. This is where we say goodnight until next time. We invite you next Thursday to join us right here for more coverage of the All-Star Dirt Series as we go super late model racing at Eldora. Until next time, my name is Cody Early. Thank you for checking us out with the Turn 3 Racing Network.